Hey everyone, we are back. This is BK Motors and Mayhem, and this week, yes, we are hopping back on the Yamaha Virago, and we're hoping to check and re-clean those carburetors again to hopefully get it running much better. I know there has to be something wrong in there. Maybe we missed something when they were being cleaned, but there's definitely something else still going on with them. So we're going to strip them back off, check them back out, and re-clean them. So we're going to hop right in and start by disassembling the side cover on this side and taking the carbs off. So I'm just starting off by popping off some of these vacuum lines here. Make it a little easier to get to everything. Not so easy to get them off though, but we shall prevail. Okay, got that piece off finally. Stick that off to the side with the screw. Put this clip back on here. Intake boot off. Other side. Now I never did bolt in or actually attach any of the intake boots. They don't have any of their clamps on them. Just in case this had to happen and I had to take it all back apart, I never did actually clamp down any of the boots. So they are just sort of hanging out. So I had to take some of this back apart again anyways to at least put the clamps back on. And if you guys remember, these carburetors were extremely dirty. They were really, really bad. Seized floats, really clogged jets, everything under the sun was wrong with them. So I'm not horribly surprised that they have to come back off again. I'm just not looking forward to it again. So I'm just trying to remember the very particular dance that you got to do to get these carbs, well, in. I didn't take them out. So I'm trying to retrace my steps on how I got them in as to how I got them, as to how I will get them out. So, and it was a very particular dance on how to get these carburetors in. It wasn't the easiest job. I'm just trying to remember how I did that, and it wasn't, like I said, the easiest job. I'm just working away here, slowly but surely, at getting these carburetors undone. And the right side one is looking very promising at coming out shortly, hopefully. Oh, that is looking very promising now. Wow. You know those times where they say engineers really hate the mechanics? Yamaha took that in stride on this project. Oh yeah. Yeah, they really took that one and ran with it, guys. I swear. Okay, almost got this other bolt out for the intake boot. Yep, right there. Plop that in the bucket. Okay, now we are looking loosey-goosey, guys. It's looking very promising. This one I think I can get as well. Yep. This guy's a little stuck. Still stuck. There we go. And now if I remember, I think they had to go in on the right side. I think they have to come out as well on the right side. Or it was the left. Nope, definitely right. Okay, there we go. Carbs are off. Didn't even have to take the gas tank off. Who knew? Wow. Okay, so here we have it. 2 carburetors off a Yamaha Virago. Okay, so for this time, I'm just going to tear these apart outside for right now. Instead of doing it in the garage at the moment, I'm just going to pop the bolts off, the top caps off, and start and check them out. As it leaks fuel all over the place. Yes. Yes, I did get something fancy off camera where that you might see on the side there, but unfortunately, my measuring was a little incorrect, so I have to return it. But we're going to give it a shot. I'll have a better one coming in a couple days or maybe tomorrow. By the end of this video, we'll be using that one. Oh yeah, quite a bit of stuff ended up back in the bottom of these carbs. As you can see there, quite a bit of stuff. So that is not okay. So I did get a ultrasonic cleaner, but as you can see, well, the bowl is almost too big for it. So yeah, I messed up with my measurements. What is it they say? It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. Well, in this case, I think it's a little bit of both. Yeah. So I did order a bigger one. And clearly, size does matter. Well, here's our problem again. This needle was just pop free, stuck. So, yes, serious problems with these carburetors. Still carrying on. So, let's get to popping this all back out. Now, with that small little guy, I can at least take some of the smaller bits and pieces off and put them in there and clean them. So I think that's what we'll do. And then when we get the big one in tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be able to just take the whole carburetor, drop it right in, and get nice and clean. So that's the hope anyways. Yeah, I think that's all it was these carburetors were so bad. And when I cleaned them initially, I thought I did a good enough job, but clearly just not good enough for how bad they were. So that is one reason why I got an ultrasonic cleaner, because I figured these would really need a super good clean. So hopefully that arrives soon. The bigger one. Oh yeah, that really stirred up a bunch of crud. As you can see, how dirty that is. So just trying to fire it. Any of the leftover crud that was in those ports that I missed, it just flushed it all out. All right, so let me get this itty bitty ultrasonic cleaner ready to go, and we'll give it a shot and see what happens. All right, so I got the little ultrasonic cleaner all hooked up and ready to go. I dumped in some LA's Totally Awesome, which you've seen me use in the past, and it works really well at cleaning and degreasing things. So we're just gonna start her up and see how she works. So first look at some of these parts after they sat for at least 20 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner. And well, they are looking much cleaner, and the water is rather disgusting. So I'd almost say that worked pretty good. Yeah, we're not looking too shabby in here now. We're looking pretty good. The bowl is still a little dirty. You can actually see the line where the water sat. If anything, the bowl might need another go. Maybe flip it upside down. But we're not looking too bad in here. So I'll pull some of these parts out. Another round for some of them. I'll put some fresh water in, some more degreaser, and we'll go at it again. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through a couple of the wash cycles with some of the smaller parts that will fit in that cleaner and give them a really good clean a couple times over. And then until tomorrow, when I get the bigger ultrasonic cleaner and I just dip the whole carb bodies in and everything, and then we'll see how much better those carburetors come out. We'll give you a good before and after to actually test it and see how well the ultrasonic cleaner works. I've never used one of these devices before, so it's good for me to know and for you guys to know. And I'll share the product down below in the description so you guys know which one I got. And if you like it, you can go out and get one yourself. Or if it completely flops, then you know which one to stay away from. But after using that little guy a couple times, it has worked really good. It's just unfortunate that it is too small. That is the cruddy part about it, but it does work pretty well. Heats up the water. It does do a pretty good job. When I do it, I do put a little bit of warm water in there, but by the time it's done, it is actually really warm, the water. So it does work pretty good. So until tomorrow, when I get the new ultrasonic cleaner, this is BK Motors Mayhem. Oh, I'll see you in a little bit. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everyone, it is now the next day. We are back and with the new, bigger ultrasonic cleaner. This thing, I have tested it out a couple times already, and it works fantastic, okay? All I've been doing is dumping in the water with LA's Totally Awesome, and I'll do one round of cleaning for 30 minutes at 60, and the parts come out pretty dang good. Then I will go ahead, dump the water out, drain it, fill it back up with water again, and do another round of cleaning with CLR, and they come out like brand new. I'll show you some of the parts that I already dipped in. These were the parts that I did yesterday with that ultrasonic cleaner. I redid them again today with the new one, and they have turned out fantastic. As you can see here, how much cleaner these actually are. And the float is so much better. All the parts in here, the needle, the jets, everything. The bowl itself, yeah, a little dirty still, but that's actually just stained in there now, so it won't come off. As you can see, the outside is nice and clean. I even took apart the other carburetor yesterday, so I did clean those parts as well, and they look a lot better. These are them here, and I'll show you. This stain mark was actually a huge gob of what almost looked like just gelatin fuel. It was disgusting, and I pretty much didn't do anything to it before I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I just scraped it a little bit with a screwdriver, then dunked it in and let it run for a half hour. Well, total of an hour. And as you can see, it turned out fantastic. Even look at, this is the seat for the needle. So much cleaner. So much cleaner. And again, here's the float for this carburetor. Oops, throwing stuff around. And it looks a lot better as well. So much better. Here's the cap for it right here. And when I actually first dunked this in, it was full of rust and calcium buildup and everything else in here. There's the top. And I didn't even touch this. I didn't scrub it. I didn't do anything. Just dunked in the ultrasonic cleaner, did 2 rounds, one with degreaser, another one with the CLR, and it cleaned it right up. This looks fantastic. So this has a preheat option, which I found is very helpful. I'll let it preheat and warm the water up to 60, which is my designated temperature that I set it at. You can change it right here. Then it has a separate power button to run for 30 minutes for the timer, and then it'll shut off. So that is what I've found with this cleaner. It works really well. Now, it looks rather big. The inside isn't as big as you would think. It maybe comes down to about here. Maybe. So, unfortunately, I can't just dip both the carbs in because I'm not going to take them apart. That'll just run into a whole whack of problems taking these apart. So, what I'm going to do is I tested it already. I tried it out, and I was able to fit one full carburetor in here, completely submerged, and that is what worked. So that is what I will be doing. I'll just start off with one, run it, flip it around, run it, dump the water out, put in the CLR, run it, flip, right? That is what I will do. And I would like to remind you guys, I did clean these carburetors beforehand. These were cleaned and put back on the bike. So the only thing I can think that must have happened is there must have been some just crud that I missed in some of the ports and everything else. And then once it got back into the bike with some fresh fuel and then firing it up, trying to run it, it just sucked all that stuff out of the ports and just clogged everything right back up again. Because I know I did an okay job. I didn't do a great job on them. Maybe if I did a better job, we wouldn't be in this position. But I thought at the time that that would have been okay, but clearly not. So that's why we're here. But with how bad these carburetors are, I probably never would have been able to get them perfect. So again, that's why we're here. So we're just going to let this heat up till it gets about to 60. Then we'll dunk our first carburetor in and we'll let that run and see how much better it looks by the time it's finished. Okay, so we are back. I did both carburetors in the CLR in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm about to pull out the last one here and we will take a look at them. Well, there you have it, guys. They look a lot cleaner. They look so much better. Look at those. They look like brand new carbs. That definitely does do a dang good job, I will say. So all that's left now is reassembly. But unfortunately in this video, we don't have enough time for it. This video needs to be edited and come out tomorrow. So we're going to wrap up the video there. I'll probably reassemble these carburetors off camera. You've seen me do it quite a few times before in the past. It's nothing new. And you've already seen me reassemble those carburetors. So I'll just slap them together quick. And then next week, we will reinstall them back on the bike and we will try to start it and see if we have any more progress with how the bike runs. So until next week, this is BK Motors of Mayhem out, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you then.